Yo, yo, yo.
Okay.
Yo, indeed.
Yeah.
That's what you get from me tonight. That's all you're going to get.
That's
from me.
good stuff. That's pretty high tempo for.
Yes.
You're awake. Someone's awake.
Yeah.
Some
Have
of
you
it,
had a?
mate.
Did you have a coffee? Do either of you guys have like a coffee before?
No.
I
No,
always
no.
do.
I'm
I
not
have-
that hype.
I have a very quick coffee before we record Push the Point.
I don't
which is a bit
like
weird
coffee.
because I then go from coffee straight into beer, which is not actually the best thing. But
Is it not?
you don't like coffee? No.
No,
I love it.
I don't. Yeah,
I love it.
I don't like coffee, man. I barely drink. I don't really even drink tea either. I drink water.
Got a bean grinder for my birthday.
Bean grinder.
It doesn't. I knew you would. I knew you'd be this trendy hipster coffee drinking. You know.
Of course he is. We both are.
Well, yeah. Simon's
We love
like
coffee.
Simon's
What
like
kind of
the.
beans? What can I say? Grind some fresh beans in the morning, make a nice coffee. It's great. Like, what more could you want from life?
Of course, you've got these little trendy specs, and Simon's got this real trendy mustache.
No, I don't. So I don't think my glasses are trendy because they actually allow me to see.
No, the
Like,
truth. I've seen you. You look like in real life. You've got
In
your
real life,
denim
I
jacket.
agree.
You're like, oh man, you're on trend.
I am
Simon's
very
got a
East
Hawaiian
London.
top on.
Simon's
Fucking
pretty
right.
cool too.
Oh.
Hamish is just
I-
falling
I've got-
in one place. Yeah.
I'm just this. I'm this very overweight metal lad. I'm clearly just this greb. Even though I don't think anyone knows the term greb. I have a feeling it's
No.
very localized to the Kettering area. A
Is it
greb.
like Greg.
Greg.
Greg. Right, Greg.
All right, Greg.
Oh, Greg. No.
Oh, Greg.
So grebs are goths, metalheads, skaters. That was the term. We weren't called goths 'cause none of us were quite gothy, but we
Yeah.
liked to listen to like Pantera, Sum 41, but we also all skated at the same time. So we were just called grebs.
Just a bunch of Gregs, isn't it?
Just a
Talking
bunch
about-
of pigs.
I'm old Greg.
Did you ever go to Greg's as Grebs?
Yes.
Were
Well,
you
no.
ever
Was there
in Greggs
grebs?
as
Was there grebs then?
There's a Greg's in Northampton. I know that much.
No, I
think
know, but I mean, like, we're talking 2000 and 2002,
time.
2003 here. That was,
Imagine.
yeah, that was the name. Anyway, yeah. So
Grebs and Greg's. Crazy. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 37.
yeah,
Push the Point.
Can you believe it? 37 and a big milestone.
Very big
know.
milestone. Bum. 1,000 subscribers to Push the Point.
amazing.
Remember when we were excited about 169 subs?
Oh,
Push the Point? I
yeah.
think it was
Hamish was very
169.
excited about 169 subs.
Did a giveaway for
And
that.
we were like, yeah,
Yeah.
that wasn't that long ago either. We've had a really big growth in
Year
the
and a
last
half.
couple of months. Last few months have been pretty big. We've
Yeah.
got about 300 subs just in the last 3 months alone, I think, maybe. I guess going to Pro Tours and meeting people abroad and spreading the good word of Push
I
the
think it
Point
was the
as well.
deck techs. I think the Dromai
Tech-
deck tech
no.
did it.
The Viscerai, the
I
Dromai.
think the Viscerai was actually, to fair credit to him, I
Mm.
think Sharif's story was our first big
was
First
that
tech
one.
tech.
popular video.
Yeah.
Got us a bit more exposure because he was winning with Dorinthia when nobody else seemed to be winning with Dorinthia during that first RTN season. So I think that was what got us a bit of exposure through that, and we've sort of, got people on who are deck experts or experts in their hero, and it's
Yeah, don't.
paid off really.
I don't
hasn't
want
it?
to talk about it. I'll bring the guy that's really good that talks about it. There you go.
Yeah, that's always been our philosophy, right? It's like get the people
Someone
that
else can
actually
do it.
won with
Yeah.
the deck in to talk about it. Always
That's
makes
it.
sense. Right? That's why we called it How to Win With, right? Because it was people actually winning with the deck,
That's
coming
it.
in and talking about it, right?
So just for reference, we've had 94 new subscribers in the last 28 days. And I think that's been building over the last few months. So that's pretty good.
Can I tell you a fun story?
Please do.
Yeah. So, the guy who did my tattoo of the rune chants and all that, which I've just got done today.
That's how much of a Viscerai stan Hamish is. He's
Yeah,
he's
well,
got it marked on his body.
I showed him it and he went, "Yeah, that's pretty you, pentagrammy. I was like, yeah. I was like, can you do it? Anyway, so he said to me, as he was tattooing, he went, "Oh man, I've seen that you've hit 1,000 subs," and I was like, "How the hell would you know? Like,
Mm.
just Flesh and Blood podcast, and no interest to you?" And he went, "No, I knew you were doing it," and I went and had a look at your channel, and I saw it was at 999. So I subscribed. So I think,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So he said, "I am pretty sure I'm your
What?
1,000th subscriber," and I was like, "So my 1,000th subscriber is my best friend who tattooed a rune chant on me." I was like,
That's so sick.
Didn't ask for more.
"No," I was
That's
like,
great.
"That's pretty cool." Didn't expect
That's
that.
pretty cool. That is pretty cool.
So yeah,
Uh,
thank you, Alex.
And also thank you to my entire extended family from Telford and Shropshire who
Yeah.
all subbed in the last week because my mum made them. So that also helped.
Yeah,
It's a
I-
nice part of the world. Shropshire's lovely.
Yeah.
I noticed that actually a lot of YouTubers do when they start up doing stuff, they do sort of go, "Hey, friends and family,
Yeah,
do you want
I
to prop
saved
us
that
up for a
for
little
last.
bit?"
I was like, let's
Yes.
wait until we're really close to 1,000 and then I'll start milking the friends and family.
Milking the
Yeah,
family.
I did a post on my Facebook as well and went, "Come on, friends who don't know I exist, come listen."
Yeah.
I told everyone to this point. At this point, I was like, I've actually had a couple of people who do not know Flesh and Blood who listen to us purely because the first 15 to 20 minutes has nothing to do with the boring bit. I said, you might as well just tune into the first 15, 20
Just
minutes.
listen to our inane
Well,
chat.
I hope people do enjoy and do tune in, even if you switch off for the Flesh and Blood stuff. Like, we love the fact that people join and listen just for a bit, and then maybe don't listen to the rest. That's perfectly cool with us. Like, I
Yeah.
like that. I often myself listen to the first 15 minutes and then switch off for the Flesh.
I don't
But
listen.
also,
yeah.
apparently, our first 15 minutes per episode draws people in because our watch hours on the YouTube channel
Yeah.
are incredible. Like, people do tend to watch more than we expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we won't dwell on it for too long, but
Thank you.
anyone who is one of our 1,000 subscribers, like it means a lot to us.
And as we said before, for now we are going to try and keep it to ad free. So we
Yeah.
obviously we've now met criteria potentially for the YouTube sort of monetization program, and we're going to try and stay away from that as long as we can because we value the fact that our listeners don't really want adverts throughout the podcast, and we have some very, very helpful Patreons who are keeping us going. So thank you to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's not worth the hell for 10p.
And we're very lucky for such a small. I mean, we are still very small. We only
Yeah.
have 1,000 subs. Obviously, it's a small card game, a growing card game,
Yes.
but a small card game nonetheless. And we actually have a really, I would say, successful Patreon scheme based on our size. That means because of their support, we are able to just say no adverts and things like that because that has enabled us to make the merchandise that we're currently putting out there. You may have seen, if you haven't seen the merchandise, I'd recommend checking out Hamish's Twitter because he's posted some pictures of it recently, some of the stuff we've had made because of the money we're getting from the Patreon scheme. So if you want to support us financially, feel free to join as a patron, but also just continue listening and like say hi to us at events. That tends to be the
Oh,
I don't know. I
yeah.
think
That's the best bit.
what we thrive on is motivation,
Yeah.
which comes from people just saying you're doing a half decent job. So that's worth more to us than money, really.
And we had some wonderful feedback, didn't we, on our Discord?
Oh, it was
Yeah,
beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you to Mark, one of our patrons, who put a lovely feedback monologue on our Discord channel today. It made me feel all warm inside.
Yeah, I actually had to look up the word wholesome. Just I thought maybe this isn't the right word, but I was like, it did.
It's very wholesome.
It is very wholesome. It was it made my day. I was like sitting there thinking, how can my day get any better? I tell you what, can beer.
Oh, so while we're
yeah.
while we're just getting the beer ready, I'm going to loop back round to last week, and
Oh, right.
obviously I've
happened
made
last
it.
week?
Not last week, last episode.
Yeah.
And I have made it to the next episode. I am still alive. I've made a full recovery. You'll be pleased to hear.
Oh, thank.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
come
yeah.
on.
You. Oh, Simon, you could have.
Yeah, we barely mentioned it last
Yeah,
episode.
Simon.
It kind of crossed our, it didn't really that much.
Yeah,
Y-
quick recovery.
anyone?
Eh?
Yeah, fairly quick. Within a week, I felt back to normal. So anyone that's thinking of getting it done,
I don't want to know how.
I'm not saying anything more. I'm just saying I felt like I made a full recovery. So
Oh, thank God.
starfish,
Your leg didn't drop off or something.
no, exactly. Nothing dropped off. Just so we're clear.
God, I totally forgot about all that.
Sorry, we can't do this again.
No. I know. I'm
this
done.
last-
I promise. I promise.
Right,
I'm not going to
Hamish,
pause up
what are
this
you drinking?
episode.
Whey!
I have got a nut. So Dale has been out across the world, and he has retrieved me some more beer. This
Been
is,
out to the local
the
disco.
world traveler.
he is. So he's. I don't know where this is from. Oh God! And the labels
Is
are
it
all
from
big.
Delhi?
No. I don't think it's actually American. So I've got a Saint Bernardus. It's
Okay,
brewed by
Oh,
monks.
Is it
that
like
looks like a
Belgian beer?
Belgian beer.
Ah, yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
think
a
he
cool
remember him
label.
saying it was a Belgian beer. A Saint
You can read on the
Bernard.
back usually where it's brewed.
Yeah. Oh, Belgium. You're right. Well done.
There you go. Right.
So, yes, thank you, Dale, for my Saint Bernardus, brewed by monks. What about you, Simon?
I have another stout this week. I've got a pressure drop, London's finest
Oh,
black
that's the
treacle
stuff.
stout.
That's the stuff. Pressure drop is great.
Yeah.
8.2. Jesus.
I'll let you
Christ.
boys talk about how great this disgusting alcohol
Simon
is.
has to make up for the days he's on call by
Yes.
basically having the equivalent of 2 beers on the night
Yes.
that he's not.
Okay. What about
Oh.
you?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh,
Trying to think what's going off the head.
thinking,
Not to get this all on my keyboard.
The editor supremo of the Orlando Bloom fan club.
yeah.
Loudo.
So,
Trip. What are you?
Oh wow,
What are you
that
drinking?
is
It was
treacly.
my birthday.
Oh,
was
it was
actually
your
10
birthday?
10 days ago now. So it's quite a
Well,
while
sod
ago.
it. We'll take it now. Happy birthday.
But thank you very much. And my sister got me a bunch of beers from. I would probably say it's my favorite. And I didn't tell her to get them from here, but we've been there before. My favorite Bermondsey Beer Mile
Oh.
brewery, which is the More Beer Company brewery. And I'm drinking today a Fest beer. I believe it is a beer to be drunk at a German Oktoberfest style event.
Yeah, that looks it. What is
5.8%.
it?
Is it like a Kolsch type lager or?
Yeah, it's like a
Whoa.
it's it's basically kind of like a festival style beer that you can sort of drink by the flag and kind
I'm
of thing.
sorry to interrupt, Trip, but Hamish has just spotted how much his Trappist beer is in percentage.
How many
Well,
is it?
okay, yeah, thanks.
Is it
Simon, because-
11% or above? Because
They're
well,
very strong. Some of
Well,
They are
them.
very,
yeah.
very
When I was
strong.
sitting there saying, "Oh, 5, man, that's pretty strong." Yeah, Jesus, 10%. It's like, this is like what?
So Hamish has just discovered that beer brewed by monks in Belgium is strong.
these monks are mashed.
That
What
tends
else
to
they gotta
be
do, right?
that
Yeah.
tends to be what it's well known for.
What? Being
So
a
Belgium,
monk.
Belgian Trappist or monastery style beers tend to be 8% and above.
No wonder Sharif was steaming. Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing. I mean, let's have a drink and I can.
Oh yeah.
Cheers,
Cheers, everyone. If you've got a drink, cheers.
Yes.
The issue with that, Hamish, is that we at the hotel, they had 2 beers on tap. One which was like a 4-5%.
Yeah.
The other one was like a 10%. And we completely drunk the bar dry collectively, I guess, for the whole tournament.
Of the 4%.
4%. So people were just ordering a pint, not knowing that the only beer on offer was the 10%. And they weren't saying like that this is, and they just poured and giving a pint. People drinking it, being like, "Oh, it tastes quite strong."
Isn't it strong?
It is strong. This is strong.
But also, that must have been phenomenally expensive. Like that's usually bought in half.
Same
Wow.
price. Oh,
price.
mate, that would have been me.
Living the
Beer me
dream.
up. Jeez. Okay.
Anyway, cheers, guys.
no,
That was a tasty one.
Cheers. Yeah,
cheers.
Hamish. You can see Hamish's face every time he takes a sip. He's like, "Oh, that's strong." Oh,
Yeah,
It's gonna be a wild one.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
gonna be a
that is,
wild-
it is strong. So before we smash into some fab stuff, I suppose we did a slight bit of home news. Oh yeah, your balls are fine. Trip, you had a birthday, and I had a
Yeah.
tattoo. I was going to say I'm going to the NFL on Sunday.
Are you?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Tell us all about it. Is
Very-
it at Tottenham or Wembley?
Wembley,
Right.
I think.
Mm.
Dale will tell us because Dale's taking me. But I don't know. I'm just jumping in with him. But I'm going to see the Jags versus the Broncos.
Ah, okay. So
Yeah,
that will be
I have hope.
interesting.
I have hope.
Both teams are
Rubbish.
traditionally rubbish.
Well,
Not so I'm going to get flack for that because obviously the Broncos have been quite good in the
they're
not too distant
we're not
past.
we're not going to make this an NFL channel. I've been told the Broncos defense are pretty hot. The offense
They
is
are.
terrible, and the Jags have just been robbed because they're always so close to winning, and then they just lose at the last minute.
You've got me on this now because
We shouldn't.
the
This is a
Broncos,
fan
the
podcast.
Broncos. Well, we do have a large percentage American audience, so they should know this already. But the Broncos have been struggling on offense with Russell Wilson at the helm. They traded a lot away in the offseason.
Dale's looking
and
this episode already.
He has not performed to expectation. He had a bit of a niggling injury. Trip, look at his face.
I tell you who you remind me
I
of. You
do-
remind me of Dale so bad. He sits there and he just goes, like the local hockey in Milton Keynes. He just goes,
Oh.
"Did you know that the referees have been having this debate?" And I go, "I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't care."
I do feel
he
bad
talks
for
about
Jacksonville,
players.
though. The Jaguars, or the Jaguars, they, as you say, they get close to winning games, like against the Giants last week, and they just throw it away in the last
They
couple of
didn't
minutes.
throw it away. Anyway, let's move on.
Why? Football's such a good subject.
It is a cool subject, but only.
Hamish,
yeah.
just before we move on, tell us how you're doing in the Flesh and Blood Fantasy League.
Oh, there is one. Oh yeah, I forgot I was in
You
it.
forgot you
You have a
signed
set your
up.
team.
He's not doing too well, sadly.
Why?
Is he bottom of the table?
I haven't.
Well,
don't
because
think
you
I've got
never
a
set
team.
your team.
Sorry. It was kind of that Twitter thing of everyone, oh, let's do this. And I'm like, oh, I want to be invited to the party. And then I realized that the party's full of people that want to dress up as bronies. And you're like, I don't want to be in this party.
Gosh.
No,
Unfortunately,
but I'm like, this is not my scene, is it? But I can't leave.
That's
unfortunately, after going 4-0, I've lost the last 3 games on the bounce. However,
Yeah, this one goes
Hamish,
out to the
you've won one
Fantasy Football
game.
League, guys. Did I? I haven't even
You
got
won
a team.
one game. You won one game last week.
Was it a bye?
No.
Oh, how do you
I'm
know?
gonna
what
just have a
how
quick
do
look.
you know? I didn't even know I won. I don't even know what's
because
going on. I'm just
looking at the.
I'm AFK.
How do you win? Is it not like fancy football?
Yeah, but I haven't picked
so
anyone.
you draft players. So you don't just have a budget and buy players. You draft players in the league.
Yeah.
So no one can have a duplicate player. There's only one of each player.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
So you pick players and then you have to set them in your lineup. I unfortunately lost to Jason Mesacoma, one of our American colleagues last week. Hamish beat good friend of the show, Mike Popovich.
I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't even know I beat you.
he's one of our patrons, and if you've seen him on Twitter, he puts out sort of mixology, cocktail-based Flesh and Blood,
Very cool
content, which is extremely cool. And he came up to us in New Jersey and gave us 4 beers. Gave Trip and I 4 beers, which we enjoyed over a draft.
They were great beers. They were really
so
good
Hamish,
beers.
you dropped 107 points on Mike, so you've ruined his season.
I'm so sorry for accidentally ruining your season. I'm like a landmine. I don't even know I'm there. I'll just blow someone up. Stay. Anyway, Christ. So Simon, there is no reversing back on anything. What is the order of schedule?
What is the order of schedule? We're going to talk briefly about Worlds because Hamish and I are going to Worlds next
very
week.
briefly.
We're going to Worlds. So what's the next thing we're going to talk about?
And we're going to talk about some of the mail that we've had through for our patrons.
Can we talk about what we
and
expect?
lucky people?
Worlds.
Yeah, we can talk about the meta for Worlds. That's what I mean by talking about Worlds.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
And then do we want to give a little teaser at the end?
We can not talk about our spoiler a bit.
Just not talk about it.
Yeah, we
Talk
could.
around our spoiler.
Yeah, we can. Well, maybe I shouldn't talk because I know that I'll just go
Yeah,
whoops and drop something.
And while we're while we're talking this evening, we just need to have a bit of a think about how we can give away some items for our 1,000 sub
Yeah,
giveaway.
Oh, you
I
sound like
think.
David.
Yeah, well, Simon, since you said it, you're the one giving it something away. So,
Oh no,
right.
I've got something ready to give away.
Oh, fantastic! Oh
Oh.
God! All right,
yeah.
Simon.
I've got a play mat or two that we can give away.
Ooh.
Oh well, I was sitting there going, Simon, if you want to save your money on postage, whatever you say, don't say playmat. You went, well, I've got playmats. All right, well, Royal Mail's
Well.
gonna like you today. You should need to find
Yep.
a little card. Anyway, no. Give away some really good stuff for our 1,000
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, do it. Cool. Well,
The question I had about playmats, actually, if we are going to give away a playmat or two, do we have
Two?
any? Yeah, I've got one to give away at least, maybe a second. But do we have any spare? No. Okay, maybe a hat then.
Maybe a hat though. The hats have been really popular.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
All
we
right.
had some more push
Trips
upon that.
like, I'm owed money for these hats, and someone's like, well, let's give
Oh
them
yeah, I
away.
forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, maybe not. I mean,
No, we got
Okay,
room for
fair
one hat.
we got
Yeah.
we definitely have room. I think giving away a hat is a great idea for 1,000 subs. Very very traditional push the point giving away a hat. So
Okay,
yeah,
cool. And then Simon said the hat because guess who has the hats?
Hamish.
Yeah, so now I've
Hamish.
got to go to Royal Mail.
But maybe if the competition winner lives locally, you'd be all right.
I don't even. Simon, this is giving me anxiety. Just
Let's talk
Okay.
about worlds,
Right.
and then we can
So-
figure out this later.
now
Let's
I
talk
know how
about
you
World.
guys feel when I'll go. It's time for a
So-
giveaway.
When you just go for it.
So, as the person who's not going to Worlds, maybe I should MC this conversation.
Sure.
Go.
And the first
do
question
that.
I have is, how prepared are both of you for Worlds? Simon, you start.
So I know the heroes that I'm going to play,
That is pretty good, I will say.
but mainly because I locked in and said I just need as many reps as I can get on these heroes. So
Are
That's
you
all
willing
right.
to reveal the heroes you're going to play?
I think those people who have spoken to me in the last couple of weeks probably know what I'm playing. But they're both very aggressive.
Interesting.
Right. Okay. Well, that's not saying it then. So you don't.
Oh,
have
do you
to.
want to know? I can tell
No,
people.
we don't.
like-
No, you don't have to say anything.
To reveal. You're there to compete, so don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
But I do feel like I'm managing to get some reps in. It's been half term here for the children, so I've been
Yeah.
off from work and trying to steal every moment to get some games in on Talishar. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness.
And yes, the quality of opposition varies from very, very good to maybe just starting out, and that's absolutely fine. But it's just good to get mechanics going and get the decks tweaked and just make sure that you've got reps and no lines of play. So I've just been trying to steal moments here and there to get on there and have a go.
How sorted are you on CC? Are you more sorted on CC than Blitz, or what's the ratio?
Depends on the day. I took a version of this hero's deck to an event in Manchester at the weekend, and unfortunately went 2 and 3 in a 20-person tournament. Now that's probably underselling it because the quality of player there was phenomenally good. We had Pro Tour champion and ex-UK national champion Matt Folks. We had this was organised by Liam Canning at Fanboy 3, by the way. It was really well run throughout the day. We had Liam Holden, who's also coming to Worlds. We had Layla, who is a very, very good 5 player. Who else?
Rob,
Won the whole thing.
Partner could be wife.
Partner,
Sorry, yeah, but it could be partner. I can't remember. Sorry, but he's obviously given all the juice.
We had Isaac Murray, who again is a very, very good player and in the top 5 on a UK XP. So yeah, very tough at the top tables, and 2 of the 3 0 to 60 guys were there as well. Liam and George were there. That was really good fun. But yeah, I crashed out. I've made some mistakes. I learned a lot about the deck that I'm going to be playing, and I am looking forward to rectifying those mistakes.
Awesome.
What about you, Hamish? How prepared do you feel for the tournament?
So my whole thing started off with CC, fine. Draft, Blitz, no idea, man. Suck balls. Now the whole thing's flipped over to where now.
Oh, really?
Now my Blitz, I'm like, I've like 15 rounds of Blitz, please. I've got my Blitz. Big shout out and thank you, George Rogers, the UK champion, for showing off this deck to me. And when I was mucking about with Chain and Iyslander, multiple over here, and Rhino as well, he brought along this deck and crushed me. And it wasn't even the fact that it's crushing me bad, like with so much damage and attacks. It was more like, wow, this is really fun. This looks really, really fun to play. And I said, can I borrow it or can I use it? And he went, yeah, you can use it. And I've just been playing that on Talishar, and it's been the most fun deck I've ever played. And it's good. It's also really cool. So Blitz, I'm kind of like, yeah, man, pretty ready for that. Oh, CC on the other hand. Send help. Is
it just a lack of reps?
Oh, it's not lack of reps.
So I thought you were pretty set on CC, and you've changed your mind.
I was running in hot with Viserai. Originally I was running in going, I'm going to play Iyslander. And then I got handed so many times with Iyslander against Fi, to the point where I'm like, this is not good at all. And I think that the Worlds event is going to be heavily represented by 5 players. Plus as well, I was like, I want a mirror match every time. Ugh. Mirror match.
Iyslander mirror is pretty tense, right?
Yeah, it's just a bit meh. And then I was like, okay, but I'm not playing Fi. So you can rest assured, everyone, I am not playing Fi. And then
You've not fallen that far.
No, and then I was like, okay, I'll pick up my old fan favorite Viserai. Then I was like feeling I was fine with it. And now I'm back into the pit of no return of going, this is not good at all. It can't beat it can beat Fi, but
the thing about Viserai
and it's terrible against Iyslander.
I still love the deck. And it's still a lot of fun to play. But when it's good, it's really, really good. And when it bricks, you just want to rip your hair out and scratch your eyeballs.
It's not. I've got around the brick phase. Like the brick phase doesn't bother me too much. It's just the level of it's the level of damage that Fi can put out. Like even on like fairly mundane turns with Mask of Momentum about, and there's worlds, and you just know there's worlds where they go, okay, attack, and you're like, okay, there's a mass trigger there, I'll block it, and then you got to also know there's another one.
There's going to be another one.
There's going to be another one, and then that attack is going to come in quite high.
Yeah, Kodachi Fi can definitely do 2 mass triggers.
If everyone's going to run around the Ember Blade version, then yeah, I'll probably just go, you know what, I feel a lot more comfortable with the Ember Blade version as Viserai. But then there's Iyslander that just goes, nah, this is terrible. And I've got like 2 heroes that I know are going to be pretty popular there that it's just not that good. So I'm in the tank, boys. I don't really know what I want to do. There's a bit of me that makes me go, should I play Briar? I've never played Briar.
Yeah, don't do that then.
Yeah, but I could do
that.
So but your history with playing new heroes at big events, Hamish.
Might just play Bolton.
Just play Starvo, right?
No, that was different. That was different.
Was it?
Played that wasn't it. That was like me saying I'm going to pick up an experimental Briar. Like, this is
I still don't understand how you didn't win with. Oh, it's because you played that weird control.
I played
Starvo.
Kale McCree's Starvo, where it was a super control, no Casino Royale-ness. It was it was Kale McCree's level of understanding given to a guy that has no idea how to add 1+1 equals lose many games. That's basically what happened.
It's a really tough decision. Like going though. So Hamish, you've not played in a pro tour yet.
I haven't played. I haven't even played a calling.
technically, yeah, you haven't played a calling either. And there is a lot of pressure going into these higher level events. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
a bunch of the Americans
This is the
understand this,
highest, isn't it?
but realistically, for European players, we don't have access to as many callings, and we don't get this experience of this build up to these big events as often as the American
Well,
players
it's kind of
do.
weird. The
There's a
Americans
lot
have
of
had a lack of
tension.
callings this year. Like,
Have they? What?
um, I
No.
Eh?
no, no, no,
Eh?
No, Hamish, you
hang
can't.
on.
What?
No,
No,
the
Okay.
Americans have
last
had more
year they had
big
loads of
events.
callings.
Where? Who's getting these callings? The
Well,
Americans, I
hang
think.
on, no. So the last calling I think I remember the Americans having
Was that
is
last week?
no, that's about Harden.
Oh, okay. I think there was a calling.
No, there wasn't a calling. The last
I-
calling I think the Americans
yeah.
actually had was the team event.
No, it was at the Nationals. They had a calling at the US Nationals.
All right.
There's a lot of call-ins in America. I'm just
Now,
saying.
I honestly,
than anyone.
And battle
go and have a
hardens.
look.
They had
And
a lot
that's
of
only
they
battle
have
hardens.
more battle
justified.
hardens. They've
They have
replaced
a lot of
callings with
players.
battle
They have a
hardens.
lot
That's
of
what they've
players.
done.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to
Anyway.
make is we lack this experience of building up to big events, which is quite stressful, and it's quite like, what do I take? The other thing is, what do you bring with you to
Yeah.
America? Like you can't just make the choice on the night.
Oh,
You
you
have to
can.
decide. Like no, but like, are you going to take all of your cards with you, all of your decks?
Oh,
Like,
I
I'm
have.
taking them.
I'm taking my Icelander. I'm taking
Yeah.
Viserai, and I'm going to take an amalgamation of what I think is Briar. And
Can I ask you a serious question? Why not play Fi?
oh no,
I'm just saying, once you go Fi,
no.
you never go back.
But I would even I would play Dry Mai over Fi. And
Fi
I
is
have
just
even
so-
I think
playing
Drymar's
Mai.
not a terrible.
No, it
yeah,
is. It's
Drymar's
not.
a terrible
No,
choice.
Dry Mai is not a great
Um,
pick
You know
in
what's great?
terms
unless you're
It's 'cause
Jamie.
knowing every hand, you're going to be able to play every single hand you draw. Oh, it's such a when you play Briar for a bit, just knowing that you're going to draw 4 cards and you're going to be able to play them.
I don't like.
It's beautiful.
So
it's a beautiful feeling.
So as Jamie pointed out very clearly when he was, I think because he's got a channel now with Jake called Incremental Advantage.
Check them out.
Check them
Which
out.
is
They're
really
actually
good, by the
very
way.
good.
You should
I
check it out.
really,
Yeah.
my new
YouTube
favorite.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Or find them on-
What were we? Sorry. Anyway, so he made a very good point of you got to enjoy it. There's no point. There is a point of taking the best deck, but if you do not enjoy playing the best deck, like even if it's better than like
Yeah.
2% than everyone else, but you
Yeah.
hate playing it, that 2% means nothing, because if you don't enjoy what you're doing, you actually are worse. You have to be.
This is why I
enthusiastic
won't
with
play
what you're
Oldham,
doing.
right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, I understand that Oldham is an incredible deck actually in both Blitz and CC, but
Mm.
I cannot get my head around Guardian, and I just don't seem to fit with it. So
But do you enjoy when you pick it up and you have the cards and you look at it? Does it bring you like, oh man, I can do
No.
this and this?
nah,
That's what I'm like with Fi. I just look at this and I go,
exactly.
this is so.
And
It's so
I have-
boring. It's so spreadsheet. I just go, "Right, if I do 3 and then 1, then
I have a bit of a
another
history
1."
with both the decks I'm taking, so this is good.
Yeah,
and
that's
getting the
good.
reps in it now. Even when I lose, I can see what's gone wrong, and I can try and rectify that. Right,
And
so
that's what I won't know. If I play Fi,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what I've done wrong. I would just be like, oh great, I've just played a Fi mirror. Oh, this is great. And I'd just be going all the way there and going, oh.
I
Just
know
like I
we
did with
should.
Stava.
I know we said a bit of a shout out to George, and I also have I would also like to say thank you to George. He's been very vocal on the UK sort of Worlds group, but also people like Tom Hall, Rob Canton, Francesco. They've all been available, and Jamie, obviously, they've all been available. Liam Canning for games and
Aaron
for
Boyan.
Aaron Simon.
You said it now. We're
Just,
going to say them all.
yeah. Just these people have pulled together, Liam Holden, to get together, play games, share some techniques, share some tactics, share some deck lists, and this is the ultimate
Jacob Hand.
of flesh and blood, right? This is World, so this is countries coming together, and I think the UK group has exemplified that, sharing knowledge to try and increase the chances for every player within that country. We've just seen an article released and a YouTube video on Team Poland, and they take it to a completely different level for like organized national play. They have everything they could need, including a performance coach who hopefully we're going to have a chat with in the next couple of weeks and get an interview out, because I just think that's next level. Like having an esports performance coach, that mental side of the game is phenomenal. And it struck me when I went and sat down for the first round at Manchester last weekend. Like I haven't played in person since Nationals, and sitting down in person, shuffling up a deck, putting everything out on the table is completely different to doing it on Talishar and clicking through a game. Like having to remember all your proper triggers, having to work through everything. It was so much better to sit down in person, but also the anxiety level is a lot higher.
Taking it in a slightly different direction for Worlds, I have another question for you both, which is what do you want to get out of Worlds that's not game related? Like what
there's probably
what,
much
well,
more.
what do you want to
Good
achieve?
job.
Like, who do you want to talk to? Like what do you want to get out of this? Because this is a big investment of money for both of you. There's no beating around that. Like you want to make the most of this weekend. Like what do you want to have happened at the end of this weekend?
So before I jump into
Oh, here we go. Classic Simon. Before
There you
I
go.
answer your question.
Before I answer your question, no, I am going to answer your question, but there was one person that I really want to. I haven't had a chance to sit down and have a chat with or have a beer with, and that's a good friend of the show from very, very early on, Dante Delfico, and he couldn't
Is he
make
going?
it to, as far as I'm aware.
Say hello to a guy you don't know.
I'm pretty sure he's going.
I hope he's going. Also, I'm going to look really silly on episode 37.
He couldn't make it to New Jersey, and just to rub it in for the player check, like the sit down check who was there, like we were on the same opposite each other and he wasn't there. I know he is still playing the game, although maybe not as much as he was when he was grinding to 1000 XP. But I'm sure Trip will agree, like there's some people from early days in Flesh and Blood that you just think, I've met them online, I've spoken to them so many times, it would just be nice to sit down and have a beer with them, you know?
Yeah, totally. So is that kind of like what you want to get? Is you want to see people that maybe that you? I know Simon, you were in New Jersey, so maybe reconnect with a few people.
So there's
New Jersey.
Exactly. There's a few people. So Dante, obviously, I haven't spoken to, and there's someone else who I've done an interview with previously, and that's Andrew from Go Commando.
Commando. That's a good. What sort of show is that?
It's on YouTube. Andrew runs.
Is it when he shows his flesh and blood?
Calm down.
So Dice Commando is Dice Commando is a YouTube
Dice
channel.
Commando. I thought Go Commando.
Oh, sorry, Dice Commando. I did say Go Commando. It's Dice Commando.
That's why I show my flesh and blood.
The catchphrase is Go Commando, because why not? But wow, I couldn't go Commando last week. You know that. But yeah, so Andrew, Dante, just people that you've met through the game but haven't actually met in person. And as we said earlier, like having people come up to us and say, "Look, we listened to the podcast and we really enjoy it." If anyone does want to do that to Hamish or I, we might have some dice to give away to people who come and make themselves known.
We've got some mats and hats that we'll sell as well.
So the mats and hats will be for sale. Some of the dice will be given away to people we play or people that come up and say hello.
If you speak to me, those dice are going. They're leaving my hands for nothing. I know that.
You'll be able to spot us when we're playing games because we've had some awesome sleeves made and we've got our nice mats.
Sorry, I just love how Hamish is like, "Oh yeah, I'll give the dice away because Simon paid for the dice." Simon's like, this was the hat away because I paid for the hat, and we're all like, "Oh, we'll give the mats away because Hamish paid for the mats."
No. There's no mats being given away.
We have this weird trifecta of like, "Oh yeah, we'll give that away. give away the other."
You're not giving that away.
There's this weird trifecta of like, obviously we know people through the game. We have a bit of a job to do for the channel because we're going to be representing us as a group, Push the Point. And I think Trip and I did that really well in New Jersey.
I think you
And we met some great people like Marius from Fab Lab, who then gave us an opportunity to cast the Polish nationals. So
totally.
we're going to be networking. We're going to be on our sort of best behavior, Hamish. Yeah.
Oh.
Press F to bout.
Oh well, I'll just be me.
And then you've got players, that are at the top of their game at the moment, like Pablo, and obviously
It'd be
we've got
nice
the UK contingent. But the chances are that we might come up against people like Pablo Pintor and Inazumi from Poland and Michael Hamilton from the US. Like, these are all big players, and to sit down and play a game with them would be pretty epic.
I'm Florin as well from Netherlands. That's it. I was going to say Dutchland. Why would you say that?
Like, what about you? Because obviously, we said earlier, you haven't been to a pro tour. This is kind of like your first big international event. You obviously were in Europe. Like, what do you want to get out of this? It's not game related.
It was really humbling to go to Utrecht because I think there was a couple of people that never came up to me, but just gave us like a nudge. I think I was out. One of the guys was outside having a cigarette in Utrecht, and he was in the top 8 in. I think he was in the actual calling, and he was on Viserai. And when I was just outside, he just said to me, he was like, "Hey, dude, say thanks because your deck tech made me want to put meet and greet in my deck." And oh shit, you actually listened to the thing. And he went, "Yeah, no, it was really good, thank you." So that is, I don't know, I feel like I'm going to be overwhelmed. Not saying that I'm just going to walk in as everyone's going to be like, "Hey, Hamish," but there's quite a lot of people I know, well, I haven't seen in real life from Twitter. You know what I'm like on Twitter and networking. There's quite a lot of people I've spoke to, and it's just this coming together. And I want to spend time with everyone, and I don't have time, and I just know I
really
won't
hard.
have time, and that because the tournament's going to take up so much of that time, and then I want to hang out with the guys that I'm with. And I don't know if you guys have seen me in events. Well, the only times you have seen me is national, here, there, and everywhere. I just want to talk.
I think that's a really good point, because I remember from New Jersey, you finish a game and you maybe have 20 minutes, half an hour until the next game. There are no real scheduled breaks because it's such a long day of playing.
I know, and I'm a waffler, and I'm just like, "Hey, how are you? How's your thing? I want to just yeah." And then
so people come up to you, or you go and find people that you want to see, or actually you realize that there's an artist you want a few cards signed by, so you get in the queue, and it's like the queue doesn't move very quickly because everyone's got the cards they want to sign, and it's really like, where do I go? Part of the mental struggle with events like this is, what do I do? If you're going just to play, which some people are,
it's a festival, isn't it?
You concentrate on the playing, but yeah, it is a festival.
All
There's
these
so
bands
much on offer.
Yeah, and you're like, I can watch them all.
We've got the players' banquet on the Thursday night.
That's what I'm really, really looking forward to, that, because that is going to be the time. That is the coming together moment of where I actually can spend a lot of time with people outside of our little group.
And I think as well, Hamish, there was a bit of a talk from Flake about going to see an ice hockey match on the Saturday night, which, if people are getting tickets to, that might be quite fun to sit down with people and have a chat.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose really I'm just overwhelmed with what I've got available to me. So what I'm doing, Trip, is just not thinking about it. Because if I do, I actually get more worked up. No, I'm not like, but I actually, I have a level of anxiousness about the meeting of everyone and feeling like I've got my fill of seeing everyone, and I just know that I'm not going to, and that's actually quite upsetting, knowing that I just won't have this amount of time, because I want to spend time with Simon and Rob and our UK lot because we're all going as a
Don't
squad.
worry, mate. We're sharing a bed.
Oh, well, not you. You're the one person I'm like, well, I can. If anything, I can cuddle Simon. So if
I think there's.
yeah,
I was just gonna say, I think that's both from both of you, like really good, like things to achieve, like just meeting people and building relationships. And I think
I want to see James White. Let's be clear. I haven't met him. I'd like to say hi, and then I just want to force myself.
You need to get
go,
you and Hamish need to get a photo with him, and then we can Photoshop that photo with the one that me and Simon had with him together. We'll find one day we'll get the three of us.
Three of us to meet.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say a few people might be listening, thinking like I go to tournaments and I don't like find it difficult to like speak to people, or aren't like as good at like networking as Hamish and Simon. And I was just gonna say, like, I think the best thing to do if you don't feel super comfortable like having conversations with people is just the person you play against, like at the end of the game, just like start a conversation with the person you just played against. Like,
especially when you've beat them.
Well, either way,
and you've knocked them out of top 8.
often
So how was your day?
I'd actually disagree with you, Hamish, because genuinely, it's much easier to start a conversation with someone if you just lost to them.
Yes.
Because
absolutely.
sometimes they don't want to talk to you,
No.
but 90% of the time, they do. And the best conversations I
Yeah.
had were always with people who I had absolutely no idea who they were. You just played against each other in a competitive game. Be like, just ask them where they came from,
Yeah.
how far they traveled.
I'm really weird
Really
like that
great
trip. I'm
conversations,
really weird. You guys are a lot better at doing that, but when I'm in the game and I'm done, I have like this 5-10 minute thing of me just, even if I've won, I'm just like,
You like to get out. You like to go for a bit of a vape and
I'm just
chill.
like, yeah, I'm not
It's
into
more
this
for people
super,
that-
hey, how are you? How's your day going? When the other guy's going, oh yeah, how are you? You know, yeah, we're having fun. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just trying to decompress out of this zone I've been in for a little bit. And then if I catch you, I'll go, hey.
Yeah. It's more for people that aren't necessarily, or a bit more like aren't as outgoing perhaps, and just want to get more out of this tournament than just playing games. Because I know a lot of people will probably be traveling to Worlds on their own,
Yeah.
possibly, and these tournaments can be tricky if you don't have people that you're with, and just like try and start conversations with people and get to know people. And like I think that's the advice I would give if you're a bit more socially.
There's a fair few New Zealand dudes I want to like shake hands with and just go, yo, like Jason Lai, Kiki, Carol, Kieran, not Karen, Carol and Kieran as well. These are guys that I spoke to. I'm really looking forward to seeing them. It's quite, and Matt Rogers, and just to say hi, because I've spoken to this is weird thing of just going, oh, I'm gonna say hello to you. I already know they're gonna be too busy to be like, yeah, hi. And I'm like, yeah, that'll do. And Hayden Dale.
I actually don't think they will be.
You know what?
Like, actually,
weird.
most of all 95, 99, I would
Yeah.
even say the percent of the people that play this game, like, do actually give people time and will chat with people.
They
and
haven't
will
spent
talk to
time with
people.
me.
Well, maybe not you. Actually.
Well, maybe not you, Hamish.
I'll be like,
No, but Trip's right though. At New
People-
Jersey,
Oh, lovely.
I sat down and had a really good chat with Sasha Markovic and Hayden Dale.
oh yes, I mean, me and
He's
him
got
have
it all
me
over
and him
the
have
place.
this grunt rock thing going.
Oh, you
on.
love the Rock, yeah. you
Oh,
love
me and
The
him
Rock.
he was just going, how's whipping? And he just grunts back. I'm like, oh,
And it's not
and-
just people that like traditional fab people either. Like
But also,
Rudy was around. and
Rudy was
chatting
around,
with
yeah.
people, like the bigger names.
I was
think
stood to one side
well,
chatting to Zach Bunn for a while. Like Team Covenant, Zach Bunn was there.
Zach Bunn, Jesus Christ.
He's the
yeah.
guy that got you into the game, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
so
I know, and like there's just these. That's the thing. This is what's getting me so like.
it's crazy, isn't it? There's
oh.
like going to be so many people.
They don't realize, and they know this, and this is what makes it weird for us as well at times. I know that in the UK, and some people, like, I got this from someone when we went to nationals, where he looked at us as like, and we were peers. He was like, dude, I really love your stuff. I really love your things. And you're like, it's this random guy in Kettering making videos. Like, I don't get why you love all this so much. But then when I look at them, they're like, God, Zach Bunn and Hayden Dale and all these other people I've said, they're like, you know, peers in a way, where I go, you're very good. at this game, or you're a good content creator, or you're very charismatic about this, and you just, I want to reach out and talk to you, even though I've never met you.
Mm.
And they must be like in that same space of going, this dude from X town that just decided to do this. It's like
That's the
remembering
thing,
that they're not these Twitter heroes. They're just
Yeah.
normal dudes, and it'll be really cool to see them in real life.
It's like the biggest fab, like exclusive fab content creator is probably barely known by people that the content creators in like Magic the Gathering, and like the biggest Magic the Gathering content creators are barely known by people who do content creation for like more popular video
I don't know.
games.
That's
And those
just
people are
recent.
barely known by the general public. Like,
Yeah.
you can be a big fish in a small pond. Like,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
fab
That's
is not a
definitely.
big pond.
No, but it's really funny because I was talking to my friend or someone when I was getting tattooed. He was like, "Oh, what's this game?" And I was banging on about this tournament, and he was like, "And the world's pretty big, right?" I did not even know people got this enthusiastic over a cardboard game, and I said, "Yeah,
Yeah.
and one you've never even heard of." And he's like, "Wow, okay, didn't even realize." And I was like, "Yeah, there's loads
But
of
it's
weird
great, isn't
clubs."
it? There's so much, yeah, but that's just what makes like life interesting, is the weird shit that you're into. It's like that's why I'm interested in people, is the weird thing that's their hobby and they really care about. And
I
for
was gonna say,
them,
do
We
you know-
need to
it's
we need to
thing.
find a Bloodborne enthusiast group that meets up in
Oh,
some sort of convention. We're like, God, there's a group.
I'd love
You know
that.
what it is
Yeah,
for
I
me
would love
though?
that.
Like the way you
Bloodborne
put that
remake,
was
man.
pretty
Yeah.
perfect, Trip. And
Yeah.
it's the way people's eyes light up when you speak to
Mm.
them and they're talking about something they enjoy. Whether it's
Yeah.
travel or food or games or flesh and blood, like watching someone's face light up and that giving them the opportunity to talk about something they really enjoy, it's incredible. And it's a bit like us doing this podcast. Like we do it because we get to talk about something we love for an hour every couple of weeks. Like
Yeah.
it's just amazing to dive into your hobbies and give it everything you've got for that period of time and not have to think about the outside world, which at times can be a bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's passion, isn't it? At the end of the day, like seeing people care and be passionate about something is infectious and good. Like that's,
Yeah,
you know,
it's the best bit of humanity. Like,
Yeah,
passion.
Yeah, it
being
is.
disparaging about other people's passions is just like the ultimate turn off, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
I
why
know.
would you to define yourself by dismissing other people's passion? Like, and I think
I
that's
know.
exactly what you're saying, Simon. This podcast is all about, we have something that we're passionate about and we love talking about it. And that's why people listen, probably, even they might not even play Flesh and Blood, they might still listen to this because we care about it, right? And that's interesting.
This was a very philosophical episode. We had
It's probably because the beers were very high.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say.
Huzzah!
God. Well, wow. Yeah, I mean, I did say this world section was going to be short, but turned out like it's
there's a lot to take in.
It
Hamish,
is a lot to take in,
and
and I feel bad that Trip's not coming. I really wish he was coming, but I know why you can't. And now you know how I felt at New Jersey. It's just
Yeah,
like, oh, but you'll be fine. Don't worry. In
guess
2
I can
weeks
speak
after
for
Worlds, no one will get.
I can speak for the people who are feeling the FOMO, and I think ultimately, don't remember that this game, like it seems to be doing pretty well, and I think
there's
we're gonna
another
get,
big event around the corner.
definitely think we're getting another couple of years, if not more, out of the card game. The other opportunities to go to Worlds, and it can be pretty addictive, but it's also very important to live within your means, especially
Absolutely.
when you're
You'll
living
be over it within a week.
difficult
Do you know
finance
why I know
time.
you'll be over it within a week after Worlds? Because Dynasty will come out and no one will get.
Yeah,
and everyone
we
will
have
be
a
like,
completely new
Dynasty.
meta.
Yeah, that'll be
And I
it.
think, I don't know, we've talked very positively about Fab and very positively about Worlds. I do think, there is the occasional tweet, the occasional chatter about how it is perhaps a missed opportunity that Worlds is happening before Dynasty comes out. A lot of people are very interested. Would love a Worlds with a completely
new meta.
unsolved meta. I don't know what you guys think about that. I don't know if we have time to dive deep into that either.
No, I don't think it's a deep thing, but I don't think it probably needs to be a deep thing. I think the whole COVID thing has mucked up production like schedules of what they wanted, and I think they couldn't possibly shift Worlds any further forward than what it is. And you can't have 2 years of no Worlds. I think for what it is what it is, and maybe this is when you see 2023 starts to sync up the product to
Major
events.
competition.
Yeah, I think this is, it takes time for this sort of catch up. And I think that's pretty much the boring and realistic answer.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think actually, I don't know, there's probably people several years from now, maybe we'll listen through our old podcast. I don't know if people will do that, but you'll probably hear us talking in the early days about how 2021 we were often saying, look, this is not what the Flesh and Blood competitive year is meant to look like. Wait until 2022. Wait until COVID is COVID is not over, but COVID is on the decline. At least maybe.
Well, it's not on the decline. It's just not taking over our social lives
anymore. My friend literally got COVID today. So I'm a bit like,
it's not going anywhere.
But I think we need to give credit to LSS for doing a full year of competitive Flesh and Blood.
It has been a full year.
They always told us was coming, and it did come. And we haven't had Worlds yet, but I would be pretty happy saying that it has been a successful year for the competitive scene.
Absolutely. Still waiting for that UK call-in, but we'll leave it there.
Yeah. Man.
Do you know what? As well, like they've stuck to their guns and they've funded their first year of pro competition in an incredible way. Like, there's been a lot of money on offer, and even for Worlds, if we assume there's going to be about 300 people, if you get top 20%, you're going home paying for your trip easily, right? $1,500 for 32nd to 64 place.
And that's when I said top 64 is $1,500. Like the people I said to, they don't play this, go, wow, that's actually all right.
Yeah.
What do you win?
Yeah.
It's like $100,000. They're like, what? That's so much money.
I'm not saying in any way will it be easy to get top 64
No,
because I'm going 7-7 at New Jersey and getting 111th or something was pretty frustrating, but it's a possibility, right?
Add three more rounds.
Yeah, 3 more rounds, but also different formats. We've got Blitz and CC and Draft. Like, it's going to be incredible.
But it can happen. Like, and I'm sure that Shamir would be perfectly happy with me saying this. I don't think people put Shamir as a top 8 Pro Tour finisher, but he put the graft in, he put the effort in. It just shows that if you actually go for it, it can happen. Like, the rolls can go your way, like the cards can come up in the right order. It can happen to anybody if you do put a bit of effort in as well. I don't want to take anything away from the work that Shamir put in to get that top 4 finish, we should say, taking down Pablo. And it can happen, and you can walk away with, let's face it, actually a life-changing amount of money.
Yeah.
Like it is $100,000 is a life-changing amount of money for us normal folk. Yeah. Like that would completely change my state of financial situation.
Yeah, so, it would all.
There'd be a lot more mats rolling around for sure.
Kate's is going.
I'd be wearing 5 caps.
5 caps.
The old trip 5 caps.
The old 5 caps. Yeah, but I hope that's the thing about these games, and thanks to LSS for actually putting their money down. That's transformative. At the very least, will fund a competitive Flesh and Blood career for a year or 2, and that's really cool that you can plus off success in this game.
Okay, we need to start wrapping it up.
We do.
I would like to say it was a good chat. We have a significant event coming up on the 1st of November.
I think it's the 2nd of November.
Is it the 2nd?
No, it's the 1st. So it is the 1st.
I was right.
No, it's the 1st of November.
It's the 1st.
I won't get it wrong. We have a spoiler.
We have a preview, and we're going to try and make that as theatrical as possible, should we say?
Yeah.
Some voice work has been done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, no more on that.
All right.
1st of November.
Some
Tune
editing
in.
has been done. Some editing has been done.
And
Oh,
some
yeah.
doctoring has been done.
We have a video.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're on version 6, I think it was. Actually, it's probably more than 6, but we've exported 6 versions.
That's my fault because I would keep telling Trip to
We will be on
nitpick
version
on
7
this.
by
Yeah.
tomorrow.
I reckon. Do you
just-
think there'll be 10 versions?
I think 8. I think we're
there's
really
one more.
close.
There's one more.
We're
I reckon
really
there's one more
close,
nitpick
yeah.
I've got.
I just want to say, like,
Fortunately, I have a free weekend.
watching this come to fruition from a vision to reality and watching your creative juices flowing has been so amazing, and it just makes me so grateful to be a part of this little group of people who, again, it comes back to passion, have this passion for this game and don't want to put out anything that is less than perfect. And it's going to be, I just can't wait for everyone to see it.
I wouldn't say it's, but I don't think it's like, I think it's more like, this is definitely like Trips has been taking the wheel on this, but we've both been, like I've had a vision, Trips had a vision, and we molded these two visions together, and Trip has taken the lead on massaging that into life. And
you had the vision, and then
I had one.
but it
I
was-
I definitely had one side, and you then added yours, but it just made it so much better.
You had an
The
idea.
synergy is just incredible to see.
But it's about achieving the idea, and it's not always easy. But sometimes the idea has, oh god, this is so arsey, isn't it? I'll just keep my.
No, yeah, we're doing, yeah.
Right.
I'm not. Yeah, we've.
I
It's
sound like
been.
that.
It's
can't
been.
wait.
It's
We
been
can't
good
wait.
fun. We know that it's always room to do the next thing that we will do better. But this one, for
Very
what it
true.
was, is been very good. We're very proud of it. We hope you guys enjoy it for what it is when it comes out. Because
Yeah,
that'll be
we
the
wanted
next
to-
video you'll see after this podcast.
Ultimately, we're really happy to have a spoiler, but we wanted to make something that people will enjoy watching. I want people to say, I really enjoyed Push the Point spoiler video. That is
and
the only
even
thing
for
I
that
want.
day, for that day, for the day
They
it
can
comes
forget
out.
about it.
Yeah, and after
afterwards,
that,
yeah.
you could just go. That was a cool day. They had a cool video.
It was a cool video. That's all we want, right?
Yeah,
So really looking forward.
And that's
to
why I
sharing
want.
it.
I think more than anything now, that's probably why I hope that we get the honor of doing another one. Just because it's not even for the honor of having the spoiler. It's the honor of us
the
going.
honor of doing it.
Oh man, I can't wait. It'll be so much fun to think of what we can whip up next.
Oh, we love these creative things that we get the opportunity to work on. Well, you've seen what we've done with our golden tickets, right? Like we always do way too much for basically like Chris B is like, here, have a golden ticket, just tweet.
He
it.
just
And
says
we're
do a
like,
bingo.
Let's do a
How can we make
5-round
this?
conquest tournament.
That's stupid.
Single elimination. Like,
We're going to make
what?
this worthwhile.
Do we have any
Right.
time to do this?
Before we wrap up, okay.
Yeah.
If you've listened this long, we said we were going to do a bit of a giveaway for 1,000 subs. Now,
Yeah.
we are going to give away at least 2 items.
So you're going to give away a mat, and I'm going to give away a hat.
A hat.
It's Trip.
Okay.
Trip.
And I'm
Trip.
going to whip away some dice.
And no
that I
one's
paid
giving
for.
away the mats. Good.
No.
So,
Right. So,
Trip, is it
what I
okay
would
to
like-
give away a hat?
Yes, it is.
Okay, bro.
so we are going to give away 3 prizes. What I would like
3?
people to do.
Hang on, what's
You just said
Dice,
mat,
hat,
a hat, and
and
dice.
mat.
No. All
Not
right.
your mats, mate. The Simon's mat.
Simon, you've got
Yeah.
a mat to give away. We've got a hat
I've
to
got a
give away.
mat.
Leave
I've
it as
got a
that.
hat.
Leave it as that.
Simon's got
Okay.
his own independent mats to give.
Okay.
Right.
So we have 2 prizes
Maybe
to give
more.
away. What I would like people to do is comment on this video. If you've listened this far, comment on this video with your favorite push the point moment from the last year and a half.
Okay.
Right?
You know that
Now,
everyone's going to say you get losing your balls because.
Okay. There are two prizes available.
Why did you say that? At like the second I took a trigger ball.
Yeah.
There are 2
What's
prizes
your favorite
available.
moment? Simon's vasectomy.
One
Why are you doing
of these-
V's, Simon?
because it's 2 prizes.
V for vasectomy. Carry on.
Keep it together, guys.
I know,
One-
I was
one
looking
of
at
these
thinking, I wanna
prizes-
wrap this up in an hour.
One of these prizes is going to be given away to our collective favorite comment.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Agree.
And one of them will be completely random of all the comments. Okay, so there are two prizes. One's our favorite, and one is a random prize.
Is the mat the collective and the hat is random?
We can
Let's
decide
do that.
at a
Yeah.
later point.
No, we've said it now. Mats for the
We've said it
collective, hats for the random.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
So please comment, please like and subscribe. Come and join our Patreon. We have a fantastic Discord that people really get involved in, and we just love you all being a part of this passion project for us. Okay.
Yeah, Discord's genuinely good. No sarcasm. Like,
Yeah.
it's actually great.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty active. Pretty active
Yeah.
with a variety of non-fab
That's
crap
How,
as
how
well.
do you sell a Discord in 2022? It's actually good.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
pretty good. Anyway,
Right. Thanks very much, everyone.
Nice
See you at
one.
Worlds.
yeah,
I
well,
won't,
see
but bye.
you next time.
Bye.
Bye.